right, another week is upon us for the stock market, and we have to break down the indexes very quickly heading into this brand new week. And most importantly, I want to go over 5 companies, 5 stocks I'm watching as they're all set to report earnings this week. We're going to break down the charts, earnings estimates, EPS, revenue. You guys know the drill, but first, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and follow along for more content. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive into it. So you all know at this point, last week was it was a decent week for stocks, but we didn't make much, we didn't make up much ground, right? The markets were pretty flat. You guys can see SPY here was trading between 558 to about 568, 570 all week. Pretty flat there for SPY. So I guess it was a decent week considering we didn't, tank, right? I mean, we've been downtrending the last couple of weeks, so a flat week at this point, I guess, is a win, right? And on QQQ, let me pull this up and show you, pretty flat as well. We traded between 472 as support to about 480, 485 as resistance, and heading into this week here, guys, we are at a pivotal point on the chart. My alert is set at 485 on QQQ, which again, that was the high from last week. If we're able to break out of that point, maybe we start pushing towards 500, 495, 505 even, towards this 180 moving average on the 4-hour. And on SPY, let's pull this up and see, S&P 500. My alert set at 470. If that breaks, right, that was the high from last week. Boom, we could be going 580, 585, playing in this window right here. So at this point, guys, it's a waiting game, right? Set your alerts, 570 on SPY. 485 on QQQ. And we'll see if we're able to break out of these points. And I think if we do, well, momentum is going to start to build up. So let me show you now the stocks that I'm watching. Rapid fire in this video, guys. We have no time to waste. The first one is Lululemon, ticker symbol LULU, which at one point last year, guys, this was the worst performing stock in the S&P 500. This, along with, I think it was Ulta at one point, right? And this one's rebounded quite nicely off the lows. We're now at $322 per share. We were at $422 about 2 months ago. Think about that. Big dump off on Lulu. I'm assuming tariffs are going to affect this business, right? That's being priced into the stock. But we're still up a lot off the lows from back in August, with earnings here coming up, I think, on the 27th. So what is that? Monday's the 24th, Tuesday 25th. So yeah, that's Thursday. We have Lulu's earnings after the bell, and they're projecting earnings per share of $5.85 or 87 cents rather, versus $5.29 from last year, on revenue of $3.59 billion versus $3.21 billion from last year. That would be up around 12% year over year. Not bad, guys. Not too bad. But obviously not what the growth once was at Lululemon, with competition, cheaper products that a lot of people argue have the same quality, right? Although I personally love Lululemon. I have like 15 pairs of clothes, mostly shirts from Lulu. It's a great quality product, but it is, it's a little bit pricey. But overall, man, 12% growth is expected out of Lulu. And at this point, we do have a death cross, and we are downtrending in the very short term. But let's see what we can do after earnings. The uptrend is looking decent overall on the 1-year chart. On the 3-year chart, not looking that great. This chart looks a bit wonky, but let's see if earnings, maybe guidance, could spark a rally in this stock, as we are potentially putting in a bottom here. We have been over the last 2-ish weeks. So Dollar Tree, DLTR, is another one for this week. I believe they're on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, they're on Wednesday in the morning. Dollar Tree's projecting earnings per share of $2.20 versus $2.55 from last year on revenue of $8.24 billion versus $8.64 billion from last year, down about 5% year over year. And guys, this company has been struggling. The stock's been flat now for a good 6 to 8 months. And last time they reported, or the time before that, the stock cratered. I mean, look at this here, man. We went from 98 all the way to $60. Holy smokes. And I think Dollar General just reported numbers, and their stock was a bit rocky after earnings, although now it looks like it wants to maybe break $85. DG, that could be a breakout spot for that one. But keep your eyes on Dollar Tree this week, guys. I'm not expecting anything crazy out of this company. I mean, we are a bit oversold, but we have been for months. So it's like, I think there's better opportunities out there, but I'm still watching it to see how the numbers come out. Maybe we get a rally post earnings because we are a little beaten up here, but it all comes down to guidance. We'll see. That's DLTR. Chewy is another one for this week, CHWY, which this one went up 5% on Friday. Chewy, I think, is on Thursday. Let's see here, guys. No, Wednesday in the morning, the 26th. So Chewy is reporting earnings per share expected, the average at least, is 20 cents. The analysts are thinking versus 18 cents from last year on revenue of $3.2 billion versus $2.83 billion from last year, up 13% year over year. Not bad for Chewy. Obviously, growth has slowed down, but the stock chart looks good. My alert's at $35. We're holding an uptrend overall. You guys see clearly it looks like we're putting in a higher low right now. Oops, I don't know what the heck just happened there. Looks like we're putting in a higher low. You guys see we're holding this channel. That's really good news. Now, all we have to really do is break $35, which is where my alert's at. And if we do that, start pushing, we could be going top of this channel in due time. It all comes down to earnings, though, especially guidance. If they, up their guidance, maybe show that growth is accelerating, that'd be ideal. That'd be a big, catalyst for Chewy here to push it higher. So keep your eyes on it, CHWY. And before we go over the last two here, guys, make sure to get your 30 free stocks from Moomoo. Use that link right down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. Guess what, guys? You get 25 more stocks. That's 30 free stocks, and your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1% APY. Simply use that link right down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo. Get your free stocks. And now let's continue on here with GameStop. You guys remember GameStop? I'm sure a lot of you do. Well, they're this week as well. GameStop stock went up over 5% on Friday, and that's heading into earnings on Tuesday after the bell. And clearly, momentum is starting to build up. Maybe some hype around earnings. I haven't really paid attention to this stock, to be honest. Roaring Kitty at all. I haven't seen him on Twitter. Quite frankly, I'm not too active on Twitter myself. I know a lot of people, or X, whatever, they go on X all day. I'm not really too active on X, so maybe I missed a tweet or two here, but I don't think he's been active. But who knows? With earnings now, literally in 2 days, who knows? Maybe he pops out of the woods on, Monday, and we get a tweet or two. Who knows, man? So GameStop, their EPS estimate is 8 cents versus 22 cents from last year on revenue of, $1.48 billion versus $1.79 billion last year, down 17% year over year. Not ideal, guys. The company is getting destroyed. We all know it. So I'm going to set my alert at $26. This could be a momentum play, even though the fundamentals are terrible. It could still break out for all we know. So I'm going to get some alert set, $26, $27 as well. And last but not least here, Paychex, PAYX. They're on, I think, Thursday. Let me double check that, though. No, Wednesday in the morning. We have Paychex, PAYX. So their EPS estimate is $1.48 versus $1.38 from last year. Funny how that works. Revenue estimate, let's see, $1.51 billion versus $1.44 billion. All right. Up around, what is that, 4.8%? About 5% year over year. Not much there, guys. Growth is really slowing down for Paychex here, although the stock chart looks decent. It really does. But the fact that we're under the moving averages on the 4-hour here, we have a death cross potentially looming. I'm not loving that. But we'll see. Earnings, again, are on Wednesday in the morning, the 26th. And I don't know why the stock collapsed. It tanked a couple of days ago or about a week or two ago. I don't know what the catalyst was there, but keep that in mind. We'll be watching Paychex this week, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Rapid fire video today, guys. Keep these 5 on your watch list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Join the free email list. Put your first name and your email address, and I send out my top stocks weekly right to your inbox. That is linked down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.